Good evening and welcome here to Astro Lanes in Wapak, where for the next 12 weeks we'll be taking a look at high school football, high school sports, college sports. We'll have some coaches on as well, but the most important part of these shows here for Gameface Life is you. You can interact with us online. You can follow us on Twitter at Gameface Ohio. Not only will that give you an opportunity to possibly be part of this show, but also to see all the other great things that we've been doing. High school football starting last week, and we've got an opportunity for you to be a part of this show. You can follow us via Skype and on Google Hangouts. We'll have that information on our Facebook page for Gameface Ohio. But if you follow that, starting next Monday, 7 p.m. every week for the next 12 weeks, we will have you be a part of this show. You can come out here to Astro Lanes. They've got great food specials and drinks, and well, you can be a part of the show, meet the cast, and see exactly what Facebook Live and Gameface Ohio and Gameface Live is all about. Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we'll have a look at high school football, a recap of week number 1 as St. Mary's wins one of the best games I've ever had the opportunity to call against Sydney. Back after this, you're watching week number 1 of Gameface Live from Gameface Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan, only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
When you see an orange truck, you think GA Windsor & Son Company. But the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, we want you to think green. Why green? Because GA Windsor & Son are the original recyclers. Using a modern fleet of trucks, GA Windsor & Son Company collects food co-products from restaurants, food retailers, and food manufacturers in Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Kentucky. These food co-products are used to manufacture quality livestock and pet care feed ingredients. So the next time you see an orange GA Windsor & Son truck, think green.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Back here at Astro Lanes in Wapakoneta, as we are every Monday at 7 p.m. You can watch us live on Facebook as well and interact with us wherever you may be. You don't even have to be around here. Taking a look at week number 1 of high school football. Mother Nature won a little bit of it. St. Mary's came back and won the big one. 43-39 is for the 3rd straight year in a row. They take out Adam Dungis's Sydney crew. A group, though, for Sydney, who's got a terrific core, a lot of upperclassmen, and a sensational sophomore quarterback. As you get a look at some of the highlights of the game we had here on Gameface Ohio the other night, it's a big run play earlier on. You see Dustin Howe get into the end zone, one of 3 touchdowns he would have on the day, and the senior signal caller throwing one of, well, about 6 passes in the game. That one completed to Eric Spicer, his leading receiver last year. Spicer trying to do it on the ground, but he coughs up the football. Sydney, Andre Gordon, and he's got Isaiah Bowser. You see why this kid, he scores 3 or 4 times in the game, why he's being looked at by Bowling Green State University. And the favor early went in Sydney's column. They get another turnover there. Inside handoff. Bowser, so quick, so agile, gets to pay dirt easily as he has just one man touch him. But you don't see this very often. A senior quarterback returning the ball. He got a big hole, and Dustin Howe off and running. Terrific athlete. Second team all WBL last year on defense. Leads to a score for St. Mary's. They get back into it, get the strip, and then Andre Gordon again. That's about 10 seconds before he hits Connor Beer streaking down the sideline. Beer does the rest, 70-plus yards for the score. And at the time, looked like St. Mary's maybe was reeling a little bit. They get a big play here, though, as the return brings them out across the 50-yard line. And that one, unlike the one earlier in the game, wasn't negated by a penalty. Spicer now dinking and dunking from one side back to the other. Look at the block coming from Dustin Howe right there, just to spree him for another couple of yards. And the quarterback does the rest, just getting a little help from his friends and getting into the end zone. Connor Beer, though, again, a thorn in the Rough Riders' side. See why he's an all-conference kick returner 2 years in a row. Now Gordon drops back, and it's just amazing watching this game what this kid can do with his arm and his legs. That one creates so much time before he hits Bowser, and he just does the rest. A block from Alec Gordon there, his big brother. Helps him out, puts Sydney on top midway through the contest. He just unleashes one, but Drew Jacobs right there to take it away. Gordon now again looking. He ends up 18 of 36 for 300-plus yards. Throws 3 touchdowns, one of them there, as he hit his receiver in stride. Now Julius Fisher, he's going to take it and try and bruise himself into the end zone. Put the hand down, and he's able to get himself across the pylon. St. Mary's still in action. This is a weird game because once it gets going, St. Mary's comes back kind of like last year, down big in the first quarter and gets ahead. Howe looking to pass. Julius Fisher catches it on the outside. Now right there, they'll say that Howe stepped out of bounds before he gets into the end zone. He didn't agree with it, but St. Mary's holds on the drive, and they get in a touchdown. This one put him up as Shannon Fowler. His first start at running back, he gets caught in the backfield there, but he has himself a whale of a ball game. 3 backs close to or over 100 yards in that game. Spicer, Fisher, and Fowler. A big punt. Matt Patton kicked that 67 yards. And the deep throw right behind, you see 4 yellow jerseys, or blue and yellow jerseys. And another big play, and that is what Gordon can do. He'll do it here, just give it to Bowser, straight run left, over everybody, dives into the end zone. Rough Riders get it back, though. Bo Kenning throwing the block for Eric Spicer. Gets around the left side. Nice little gain for him. Sets it up. Here comes Fisher again. It's always amazing to me how agile he is for a kid as big as he is as he gets close to the 40, and then he punches one in himself. St. Mary's ends up with the pressure. I said earlier, this is one of the best games I've ever called, and you see why right there. Rough Riders end up with an Eric Spicer interception, and that one seals the deal, 43-39. Rough Riders get to 1-0, 3 straight defeats over Sydney. Tough Wapak crew coming up this week that's on the wrong end of one in their opener against Bryan. We'll talk about that here coming up in a little bit. You're watching Gameface Live on Gameface Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
come out to Astro Lanes in the Loft Bar and Grill, where you can find great food, good drinks, fun games, and of course, bowling. Astro Lanes, a great place to spend some spare time.
Back here to Astro Lanes in Wapakoneta, talking about a little bit of Wapakoneta football. Their win streak under Travis Moyer continues as, well, they get another big win. It took them 2 days. Mother Nature won a little bit of round 3 on Friday night, but a terrific game as Bellefontaine falls to Wapak 24-21. It was a game at one point that Wapak trailed 16-14. They were able to come back and get that win. Big week for them this week, as we will have them here on Gameface Ohio. One of 2 consecutive weeks in which they will take on the Shawnee Indians. Losers themselves last week, 34-6 to a very good Delphus Jefferson team who, for my money, probably plays in the biggest game this week in the area as they take on Coldwater, who absolutely put up a ton of points last week against Kenton. But a big opportunity for both of those teams. Again, Wapak and Shawnee this week on Gameface Ohio. St. Mary's travels out to Egger Stadium in Van Wert, where they will take on a Cougar squad they've beaten the last 2 years. Van Wert coming off a loss to one of their rivals in Bryan, so that should be a good contest. You look at the rest of the WBL from last week. Bath beating Delphus St. John's 28-27. Versailles and Salina played quite possibly the quickest game of the night, as they were done well before 9 o'clock, before anybody else even got into their storm delays. Coldwater 56, Kenton 39. Ottawa Glandorf 38-19 over North Prep. North Prep is based in Canada. Not only did they have to acquire the Canadian flag so they could play the Canadian national anthem, but OG jumped all over North Prep early on, forced 6 turnovers, and were able to come away with the win against a football factory out of Canada in North Prep. And then the 2 games I told you about with Bryan, 28-19 over Van Wert. So that brings up a couple of very interesting contests this week that we just talked about. Don't forget, every Monday night, you can come out here to Astro Lanes in Wapak, and you can be part of our live tapings. And we'll be back here after this. This is Gameface Live on Gameface Ohio.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
The Wapakoneta Daily News, bringing you local news and more since 1905. With subscriptions starting at just 35 cents a day, the Wapakoneta Daily News is Wapak's source for timely local coverage of news, sports, classifieds, entertainment, and more. The Wapakoneta Daily News. Subscribe online today. Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Gameface Live here at Astro Lanes in Wapakoneta. We talked about high school football, college football. If you like football in Australia, got started last weekend with Cal beating up on Hawaii, but really gets going this weekend. A lot of top 20 teams in action. One of the more intriguing matchups in the Midwest. You've got the Bowling Green State University Falcons taking on the Ohio State Buckeyes at noon on Saturday, and BG's taking their shots against Ohio State in Columbus the last couple of years, and although it's only the fifth time these two in-state rivals have played, BG thinks that they've got a good shot. They've got a lot of young players. They'll have to replace a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball, but they've got some really good receivers, and Ohio State's been having some issues with a couple of players being eligible, one of which they just had to address today. So looking forward to that one. And, of course, for me, being a Florida State fan, the big game is on Labor Day on Monday night as Florida State, the number 4 team in the country, will break in a new quarterback, and they will take on Ole Miss. That is going to be a big game. A lot of terrific games going on in the nation this Saturday night. High school football, college football, and then a week from this week, the NFL starts, and that is going to be really interesting. There are a lot of things that have come into play. The Browns just traded away their punter, Andy Lee, in the last preseason game. The coaching staff said, we don't like that you didn't try and make a tackle, so we're going to ship you to Carolina for their punter and see how that goes. Browns get started in a week, and we'll see how the RG3 experiment goes, or if they're just in line to try and get themselves another franchise quarterback, which I believe would be number 27 since 1999. Joey Bosa finally ends his 31-day holdout, signs with San Diego. He only got $26 million over 4 years, $17 million of it guaranteed, but some of the contract language, the reason why they had to keep at it, so the former Ohio State Buckeye comes away with some money, and then there's always the never-ending Colin Kaepernick drama, and a big week for the NFL to see exactly what they can do. I don't know that there's a better time of year. The only one is in March, and if you want to talk to us about that, starting next week, you can get in on these. We'll have a number at the bottom of the screen, and other ways you can find on Facebook, the Gameface Ohio Facebook, and also on Twitter at Gameface Ohio. And you can be a part of this show. Tell us exactly what you think about sports in the area. Coming up, tremendous guests in the next 12 weeks as we come to you every Monday night live here at 7 p.m. This is a show that will air throughout the course of the week, 10 different times. And you'll have an opportunity to see exactly what is going on in Northwest Ohio. Don't forget, coming up Friday night at 11 p.m., the replay of the Shawnee and Wapak game. Next week, Shawnee and St. Mary's. These are the things we'll have coming up for you here on Gameface Ohio. We thank you for tuning in wherever you might be watching this. And again, don't forget, come down and join us every Monday night at 7 p.m. here at Astro Lanes for Gameface Ohio and Gameface Live. That'll do it here for week number 1. And we, again, hope you had a good time, and we'll see you back here next week.